What do you think?
I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll see. Not giving it. It's a cool little sneak peek.
Mm-hmm.
I would call that like a sizzle reel or something.
Yeah.
Teaser.
Teaser.
That's not
Teaser to the trailer.
Yeah, because it was short. It didn't give too much away. I don't know how they're going to go about it. I don't know what the movie's going to be about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know who Clayface is,
I kind of got an idea what the movie's gonna be about.
but I always worry when if Batman isn't in it somehow. If they don't show Batman, and I know that this is supposed to take place before Superman.
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't show Batman or Nightwing or somebody, I don't like when they do movies about characters like villains without. You're going Sony route now.
Yep.
You're doing Morbius and Craven
and doing it off of your most popular character that you can't use, or you could, but you choose, something in the contract won't let you use it. But go ahead.
Yeah, so it's we'll see. I do like that it's horror based. It's going to be a horror type movie. I'm not sure if it's rated R.
Well, there were slices in his face, so it just might be.
But I like the horror aspect of it. I do like that. But if it doesn't have some kind of tie-in to Batman, you're making a mistake.
So, okay. So, anything else you want to add?
That's pretty much it.
Okay, so my thing is, like you said, I am tired of the whole, we can't use this hero. We're not using the hero. It's not a Batman movie. It's the villain movie. And then it's like you have to take a villain, and then you got to make your audience sympathetic to him. And it's like, when we are of a generation that goes, this is not how we were introduced to this villain. He was a villain. For example, with Clayface, if you look at Batman the Animated Series, or I got an old anthology comic of Batman. Oh, Batman's, when he first was made, his adventures, and Clayface, his main thing was he wanted a movie that was he wanted a role that was going to give him I guess the equivalent of an Oscar. And they gave it to someone else and said, oh, you don't have this look. And he tried surgery at first. And then they said, well, now your nose or something is off. Or whatever, something was off after surgery. So then he meets a scientist that's like, I have this chemical that will allow you to take the form of any character or any figure that you like. So he gets injected with it, but it's never been tested before. Then he starts to lose control. So then he tries for the role. He gets he loses, his face falls, like his face becomes deformed. So he was never casted in Hollywood again. So he takes it out on the producers and anyone that ever told him no. He went out and killed. He was on a murder spree. That's how Clayface was introduced to me, where Batman had to stop him. So he's a Batman villain. And I can already tell he was the most beautiful actor in the world. That either he owed the mob, or maybe an actor, or maybe a producer was jealous. A producer, director, some agent was jealous of him. So they said, we know your fate. We're going to carve your face. And so now he's seeking revenge. And here's what's going to happen. It might happen. I could be right, could be wrong. What's going to happen is he's going to meet another person that's going to take the injection as well as him. So then that person becomes like even more hideous Clayface. And then they got to fight. So now Clayface becomes I can already tell. From watching that, I can just tell, like, all right, so he's misunderstood, but he's going to have to fight another Clayface at the end. Because it's hard. The only thing you can do with movies that don't have the hero, that are centered on the villain, is to make a bigger villain a bigger version villain of that villain. For example, in the Venom movies, all his villains are always a bigger version of Venom. So that's the only thing they can do. So I think that's the route they're going. I could be wrong. Like I could be wrong, and I would like to be wrong, but it was too predictable. But again, like you said, I just wish Batman. And then if the movie does good, because here's what I'm afraid they'll do. When they made the first Joker, they weren't expecting people to like sympathize with that. Not just on a level of they dealt with mental health really good in that movie. But because at that time he was a white male, an older white male, like people were like, no wait, we're not allowed to feel sorry for him. So it's like if Joker was black, but you feel sorry. That at that time. Because when Joker was actually getting his accolades, they were trying to say, oh, of course a white male wins or is... Yeah, that's what they were saying.
No, I didn't know. I can honestly say I've seen Joker.
Don't get me wrong, we're that side that's like, it was a good movie.
It was a good... but I wasn't... Everybody's like, oh, it was great. I still...
Oh, no, it was great dealing with mental health.
Yeah, I don't know.
But like, it's just once again, you can't do a movie without. But then the second one came out.
It was horrible.
And they did everything they could to that man. They even had a grape scene in that movie. Have you seen it? They have a grape scene in that movie. They did everything they could to that man. And I think that was Hollywood or whoever saying, oh, y'all want to sympathize with him? Okay, now he's going to now here's what we can really do to him.
I don't know what they were thinking of.
Yeah, it's like everything that made the first Joker good, they did the exact opposite. Like as if they rewatched the first Joker, wrote down everything that made it a hit, and they said, okay, now let's do the opposite.
Still not my favorite. I've seen it, the first one twice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I might watch it again one day, but I'm not like, oh my God, it was so good.
I gotta watch Joker again.
Yeah, no, that was not me. Give me, a Batman movie, or I would watch Venom again before I would watch. This is bad, and wasn't a bad movie. I would watch Craven again.
I still haven't.
Craven.
It's on Netflix. I just haven't watched.
It's not a.
I heard that like Rhino was like the fans like Rhino's design compared to Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah. But I mean, it was good. They could have done anything.
Called it something else.
Yes,
that's a lot of Sony's movies. They're good, but can we call it something else?
Yes, you can't have Okay, they could have called him. He could have been Craven the Hunter, but it would just called him anything else. Called the movie anything else.
Yeah,
it was still. I enjoyed the movie better than I did. Morbius, which I watched. It took me a couple times to get through it.
Mm-hmm.
Watched Madam Web again.
Called it anything else, but
it was.
And they showed this one look. They teased these characters in costume, and that was all. That was
it. That was what was bad about it.
That was all. They were like, they showed that in the commercials,
right,
to get people hyped up for it. And I was like, wait, that was it,
right?
But no, like I said, it was just like I said, and I get James Gunn has this plan, and like we're supposed to we're gotta trust the process. But I'm like, I think Clayface was a personal project for him.
Maybe. I'll put it this way. I am glad to see them going somewhere where they have never been.
But Batman 2 is coming right out. You could have used Clayface.
Batman 2.
The Batman.
See? Another one.
Not
that big a fan of.
Yeah, because to me...
Everybody talks about it.
I don't know.
Does it have some good parts? Yes. But to me...
Everyone acted the same in that movie, if that makes sense.
I can't get with the Robert Pattinson as Batman. I just can't do it. And
he wasn't a bad Batman. He was just to me, he was a bad Bruce Wayne.
I don't know.
Everyone's emotionally...
It's just, a lot of times he didn't say nothing. He was just like...
Yeah, mope. Everyone was moping in that movie, though. Yeah,
I couldn't, I don't...
And I
when he beat the shit out of that dudes at the beginning, I was like, man, this is great.
It went over.
And I was like, "What the hell happened?" I
Then
couldn't
you're like,
stand.
whoa, there's still like 2 hours and 50 minutes left of this.
I couldn't stand. What's her name?
Uh,
As
uh, Kravitz,
Kravitz,
Zoe
Zoe
Kravitz.
Kravitz. Yeah, I couldn't deal with her.
She's
Oh,
cute. She can't act. You can tell she's just in it
I
because
mean, and she's got great parents and a great stepdad or former stepdad.
yeah. So it's in the genes, but it was just something about her just didn't click.
Yeah.
But like I said, we'll see about Clayface. We'll see. We need more to go off of. But I feel like it's going to end with at the very end. I bet you, the very end of the movie, he's going to transform into somebody that they're going to pan out with him walking after he transformed into a group of people. Like he's gonna.
I hope they don't just. I mean, I hope he looks like Clayface.
Oh yeah,
Clayface
like actually do the form of Clayface.
yes,
And
that's Clayface.
And not just have him and like
yes, and melting and everything.
Face melting got lifted up. But
And
actually,
if Batman is there, as long as it's not like at the very end.
you might see that big form of Clayface at the very end.
Okay. With that, and then what against Batman? And you think we'll see who Batman is at the end of this movie?
You'll see a batarang hit him.
You don't think we'll be introduced to Batman at the end of this movie?
That would actually be a good setup.
That way, then you'll be like, this is
who your Batman is,
and you won't know until the
that would be a good
the opening weekend.
That could prove me wrong. So
keep it secret.
Introduce Batman at the very end,
and
be like,
or maybe like Robin run in and then Batman and then everybody.
No, that's too much.
Because they're both in it.
I know they're both supposed to be in dynamic duo, but it's like I feel like they'll announce Batman first before they announce Robin.
Got to have Batman.
But see, here's what would happen though. If you introduce Batman at the end, people are going to think, so Clayface, that's what, just like with the Penguin TV series, where it's like, Penguin's doing all this stuff, and then it's like, so Penguin or Clayface has been doing this stuff this whole time, and Batman just now shows up, it just now gets on Batman's radar. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why it would hurt to have a Batman at the very end where it's like, Batman, where were you when he killed like 3 or 4 people?
Well, then maybe they could do that. Everything at the
maybe we're thinking too much.
Or who knows? If this is just him learning becoming Clayface for the first time and his transformation into Clayface, Batman at the end could be fine, and you could be like this. The world's greatest detective figured out who the person has been doing all this stuff, and then he.
But if it's an introduction into our new Batman, I'm all for it. I'll take back everything I said. If it just goes, especially if it's Henry Cavill.
Nah.
The speculation where it was like Henry Cavill might be Bruce Wayne.
Nah, I don't know. Nah. He's got too much shit going on.
Yeah. All we got is, what is it? Highlander.
Got Highlander. I think he's finished Voltron.
Oh yeah, Voltron. I forgot about
Voltron. Warhammer.
All right, we're going. But yeah, I mean, I just hope it does introduce a new Bruce Wayne.
I'll go for that.
Well, Batman.
The Bat.